So, if you're going to make videos in your garage, how about you spruce it up a little bit? So, I painted that part blue, and I'm going to paint the ceiling white, so it's going to be brighter in here. And isn't it going to look snazzy when it's all done? I also have a bunch of wood behind me. Some of it's pallet wood, but then there's real wood too, 2x4s and everything. And I'm going to make a shed. That is my project this summer. I'm leveling up in manhood, and that's not sexist in any way. I just feel like I'm being more capable and handy, and I think I'm ready for a task like that. So I'm pretty happy to get underway with it. I'm open forum in what I want to talk about here, and the problem with that is without any direction, you can feel like you don't know what to talk about for a long time. So I didn't make a video last week, but something that's been on my mind lately that I do really want to talk about, bear with me, is professional wrestling. One specific match in particular. If you're a fan of professional wrestling, great. If you're not a fan of professional wrestling, great, because listen to this. Wrestlemania happens once a year. This was from 25 years ago. I should preface that this is when I started watching wrestling as a child, and my mother told me that it was stupid and I wasn't allowed to watch it, so I had to watch it in secret, and I've been a closet wrestling fan for my whole life, pretty much. On and off. There have been years where I couldn't be bothered, and I wouldn't call myself a diehard, but sometimes I watch it and I like it. This is from a video I saw on YouTube of top Wrestlemania returns, and one of them is Miss Elizabeth running to the ring to save Macho Man from Sensational Sherry, and I can't even talk about it without getting emotional. That woman knew how to draw a real, sincere feeling out of people. She was great. But this is a different one. This is WrestleMania VIII, 62,000 people on hand at the Hoosier Dome to see the main event of Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice. Now, you know who Hulk Hogan is, but if you don't know who Sid Justice or Psycho Sid is, he's like Hulk Hogan, but he's even bigger, and his muscles look bigger, and he's just as blonde, but it's a mullet, and it's a full head of hair, and he's so tanned, but he's bad, I guess. Anyway, they fight, and I can't watch that match because it's garbage. Everything Hulk Hogan's ever done, really, objectively. So you fast forward through, and you see different things, and I want to break some of it down, because how can you not, right? Psycho Sid, Sid Justice, has a manager with him named Harvey Whippleman, and he's so bad, and he's the typical bad guy manager. He's scheming, and he's annoying, and he does underhanded things to distract the referee, whereas guy goes and cheats, and if he didn't do that, the good guy would have. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. He's just as bad as Jim Cornette with that stupid tennis racket, or Jimmy Hart with that bullhorn. But I think what makes Harvey Whippleman even worse than either of them is he's so small. He looks like he's 100 pounds. He probably looks even smaller next to these giants, but in the wrestling world, being small is some sort of a sin, I guess. So they're fighting. They do a test of strength, and if you don't know what that is, this is it. So you're fighting somebody, and they're bad, and they'll do whatever it takes to win, but there's some sort of agreement that, okay, we'll square off and we'll interlock our fingers and see who's stronger. And if I win, I push you down, and you take it. But then if you're winning, it's, oh no, oh, you're back up. Oh, no, you got me down on my knees and my wrists are back. It hurts so much. So this is where Hulk Hogan is, and Sid Justice has him in this position. He's clearly at a disadvantage until he stops. He doesn't seem to be in pain anymore. He's looking around at the crowd, getting them fired up. And that makes all the difference, right? Having the crowd be into it. So they're cheering for Hulk. So that gives him all the energy that he needs to overcome this 300-pound man. And he gets back up. And why don't they do that in the UFC? You know, if you're in an armbar, why don't you just Hulk out and no sell for them? Anyway, that happens. Harvey Whippleman then runs into the ring. Doesn't do anything, but it's a disqualification finish. I think if you read about the match, it's not how it was supposed to go, but whatever. Hulk Hogan picks up Harvey Whippleman. I'm out of breath from fake test of strength. Harvey Whippleman is picked up by Hulk Hogan over his head. He then throws Harvey Whippleman at Sid Justice like a javelin, which is further insult to the little guy, I guess. And then out comes Papa Shango. Do you know who Papa Shango is? Papa Shango is a Haitian, I think, tattooed pro wrestler voodoo priest, because voodoo is real, and sometimes he has skulls that smoke, and wrestling is real. I mean, this is a real thing. So he comes out and he helps Sid for reasons, and they tie Hulk up in the ropes and they're hitting him. And this is where, see, I had to dig into this match to find out all this stuff. This is where the clip of the top returns I originally saw comes into play, because whose music should hit? Last match of the night, Ultimate Warrior, who apparently hadn't even been in WWF for a while, but he comes running out, and I said 62,000 people. 62,000 people lose their minds simultaneously. They go bananas, and I don't think I've ever seen so many people be so excited and get so crazy over anything, ever. It's incredible to watch. I mean, the silliness of everything is completely dismissed. This is real. Our hero's in trouble. Oh, it's our other hero who we forgot about. He's back in full face paint and tassels to save the day, and it's awesome. He runs into the ring. He takes Papa Shango and he just throws him over the top rope. And then Sid has a chair somehow, and he cracks him, Warrior, right over the back with the chair, and it has zero effect on the Ultimate Warrior, who just shakes the ropes. And I think you know what I'm talking about. He just zero effect. So Sid runs away, and that's pretty much it. Then there's like a 2-minute long dance pose off celebration competition between Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, and it's awkward. And the reason that I need to tell you about this is because this is 1992. This is 25 years ago. It was before the internet, and it's just this sweet time, and all of these people thought that this lunacy was real, that it was real life. And how ridiculous is that? He has tassels off of his arms, and he paints his face, and he has a hair, it's poofy, and it's worse when he comes back, but he's so oiled up, and he's got his boots on, and he wasn't even supposed to fight. Like, if Papa Shango hadn't cheated, there would have been no reason for him to go out. He would have shown up at WrestleMania, done all of this prep work, and hung out, and then just gone home. And this didn't enter anybody's mind unless they think that he lives in a spaceship and then it just landed in time for him to run in and save the day. I don't know. It's kind of exhausting when you think about it, but it's also just, it's a lot of fun. And wrestling's foolish, and sometimes it's stupid, but sometimes you just let yourself get carried away by it, and it's a lot of fun. And it's not always stupid. Sometimes it's actually just legitimately good. Sometimes. But it's silly, and it's fun, and I just wanted to indulge and share with you some of the silliest and most fun I've ever seen. And just, you've never heard people go crazy over anything like they went crazy over the Ultimate Warrior, and that was, it's worth looking up.